So while that's in the oven cooking, we're going to move on to making our sauce.
Great.
So we're going to make the classic Béarnaise sauce.
Okay.
And
Of course, that's what always goes on the filet, Oscar.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you hand me that bowl over there,
This
please?
one?
Yes, thank you. So we're going to start out with our egg yolks.
So Béarnaise is a play on a hollandaise, correct?
It is. So the mother sauce is hollandaise, and then the small sauce out of that is Béarnaise, which is going to be adding the tarragon reduction to that.
Nice.
So we have a little bit of water here. And just a little bit of white wine.
Okay.
And then we're going to start cooking. There we go. The yolks.
So you're doing this over a double boiler, and why is that?
Well, we want to cook the eggs without scrambling them.
Okay.
And if it gets too hot, they're going to scramble.
So this is really, there's a fine line between too hot and not warm enough, right? You really have to have some skill to be able to pull this off.
And you have to, I mean, you have to continuously stir. If it gets too thick, you might want to add like a little bit of water to thin it out.
Okay.
Just until you get the eggs cooked where you'd like them to be cooked to. And you'll notice at first it seems like it's taking forever.
Yeah.
But then once they start cooking, it goes fast.
Okay.
So then you want to remove it from the heat prior to it getting overcooked.
Because if they sit there, they're just going to turn into scrambled eggs.
Even after you bring it off the heat, you're going to still continue cooking.
Okay.
With the heat that's already in the eggs.
So it looks like it's happening pretty quickly right there. Nice. That was really fast.
Yeah, once it starts going, it's pretty fast. Give it a little bit more heat. All right.
It already looks like hollandaise, but I know it's missing a very crucial ingredient.
Missing a couple ingredients at the moment. So we want it to have a nice ribbon to it.
Okay.
And then once we get it there,
very well done.
We're good to go. Excuse me.
And now this is the fun part.
This is the fun part.
Or the really tedious part.
So we're going to take our butter and
now
then
this is
slowly...
Clarified butter?
This is clarified butter. And then we're going to create that emulsification.
And the key is just to do a little bit at a time, right?
At first, yeah, you want to go just a little bit at a time, create that emulsification, and then as you get more in there, you can go a little bit faster. Would you mind holding the bowl?
Of course.
Thank you.
It's kind of mesmerizing to stare down in there.
Yeah. I think we're just about there. All right, so now we have to season this. We want to put some fresh lemon juice in there.
There you go.
Salt and pepper, white pepper, which we have mixed right here.
Oh,
it's
all right,
a blended of salt and white pepper.
That's convenient.
It is.
So this is hollandaise, right?
This is hollandaise right now.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. And now we're going to make a Béarnaise by adding our tarragon reduction.
No, yeah, explain what that is.
Right, so we take tarragon and then wine and vinegar, and then we cook that down until it becomes our reduction.
So really flavorful. And then all of a sudden we have Béarnaise.
Béarnaise.
Fabulous.
And that's it. So
All
now
right.
that that's done, the other essential ingredients for Oscar style.
Of course.
So we're going to take our asparagus and we're going to cut it into smaller pieces.
These are beautiful asparagus, by the way.
Absolutely. And then that same water, which is salted, that we use for a double boiler, we're going to use that to blanch our asparagus.
Okay. And how long do these blanch for?
About 30 seconds or so.
So really fast.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, and don't forget we're going to cook it a little bit more once we get that going with the crab.
Okay, perfect. I love how they turn so bright green.
Yeah. So we'll just kind of set that aside. We're going to go ahead and saute our crab meat with our asparagus.
Great.
So I'm going to use just a little bit of that clarified butter.
All right.
And then we have this colossal crab meat.
Yeah, this is like the biggest lump crab meat I've ever seen.
It is. It's huge, but it's very tasty.
Yeah, it looks like it. Wow, and that's a lot of crab meat for one portion.
So this is already cooked, so we don't want to recook it. We're just trying to warm it up.
Let that butter soak in a little bit.
Yeah, and then we have our asparagus that we already blanched. And once again, it's already cooked, so we just want to warm it up. Because all we're going to do is take this and kind of spoon it over top of our steak.
Okay, do you season that up at all?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
So a little bit of salt and white pepper, which we have here.
That's great. I'm going to get you your plates ready because it looks like we're almost ready to plate up.
We are. Now we're going to take our crab and asparagus and
This
just
looks
kind of
so good.
build that right on top.
This is what I order every time I go to a steakhouse. I love to get filet Oscar.
This is
it's just
yeah.
it's everything.
It
It's
is.
surf and
it
turf.
really is.
You
got
know,
the surf and turf, the fresh seafood.
you get a little vegetables, so you feel a little bit better about yourself.
So just put that on there. And now that we got that, we're going to top it off with our Béarnaise sauce.
Nice.
And we're going to go right over top.
Wow. That is
that
quite a filet Oscar.
Classic filet Oscar.
Stunning. All you need is a little bit of potatoes,
Yeah.
and we're good to go.
So we'll plate up our potatoes here.
This looks amazing. I can't wait to dig in.
All right, let's do it.